The night I was born, the rain refused to stop. Thunder roared like angry drums across the village of Umudara, and elders whispered that the sky was arguing with the earth. My mother screamed until her voice broke, and when I finally arrived, I did not cry. I lay still, cold and quiet, like a child already gone. The midwife covered her mouth. Then suddenly, I gasped. Once. Twice. 7 sharp breaths, each louder than the last. An old man standing by the door fell to his knees. "This one has 7 lives," he whispered. "But no gift comes without payment." Before sunrise, 3 strange things happened. A goat died without cause. A tree split down the middle. And my father dreamed of me standing at 7 graves, smiling. From that night, death followed me closely. Not to take me, but to remind everyone I was never meant to live an ordinary life. Moral lesson: some gifts arrive wrapped in fear, and not every blessing feels like one at first. By the time I was 5, the village children already feared me. I fell into the river during the rainy season and stayed under too long. When they pulled me out, my body was stiff. Women wailed. But moments later, I coughed up water and sat up, confused. That was my second life. The third came when a speeding truck crushed the fence and slammed into me. Bones broke. Blood covered the road. My mother fainted. At the morgue, while they argued over burial plans, I opened my eyes. Each time I returned, the elders marked it with a stone behind our house. 7 stones, they said. No more. People stopped touching me. Mothers dragged their children away when I passed. Whispers followed me like shadows. He cheats death, they said. And death never forgives cheaters. I did not feel lucky. I felt watched. Every heartbeat sounded borrowed, like something ticking toward an end I could not escape. Moral lesson: surviving is not the same as living, especially when fear replaces love. Pause for a second. If you had 7 lives, would you see it as a blessing or a curse? Tell me in the comments. I'm reading every single one. After my 4th escape from death, strange things began to happen. Each time I survived, someone else didn't. When I recovered from a fever, the healer who treated me collapsed that same night. When a falling roof missed my head, it crushed my uncle instead. My mother noticed before anyone else. She stopped thanking God for my survival and started crying quietly in the evenings. Every time you return, she whispered, someone else lives. The elders called a meeting under the old Iroko tree. They said my lives were not free. Death was collecting replacements. Balance, they called it. Tradition. Nature. From that day, guilt became my closest companion. I avoided joy. I refused games. I prayed to die instead of others. But death ignored my prayers and followed its own rules. I learned then that living too long can become a curse when your life is paid for with the lives of others. Moral lesson: survival that harms others carries a weight heavier than death itself. This is where the story turns dark. Do you think surviving at the cost of others is still survival? Type yes or no below. Her name was Amara, and she laughed when I warned her to stay away. If death wants me, she said, it will find me anywhere. She sat beside me when others stood far. She touched my hands without fear. With Amara, I felt normal. We talked about leaving the village, about cities where no one knew my story. For the first time, hope felt possible. Then one evening, after I narrowly survived a snake bite, my fifth life, Amora fell sick. By morning, she was gone. Peaceful. Silent. Final. Something inside me broke. I screamed at the sky until my voice disappeared. The elders avoided my eyes. My mother aged 10 years in one night. Amora's death taught me the cruelest truth: loving me was dangerous. Anyone who stayed too close risked paying my debt to death. From that day, I chose loneliness over blood on my hands. Moral lesson: love without wisdom can become unintentional destruction. If this scene touched you, don't just watch in silence. Tap the like button so more people can feel this story too. At 16, I ran away. I believed distance could confuse death. I crossed towns, changed names, slept in abandoned buildings. For a while, nothing happened. No accidents. No graves. Hope returned quietly. Then a factory wall collapsed during my shift. I was buried for hours, crushed and breathless. Workers pulled out my body last. Dead, they said. But I woke again. Sixth life. That same day, 5 workers died. Men with families. Children waiting at home. I stared at their shoes lined up outside the factory and understood the truth. The curse traveled with me. No matter where I went, the balance followed. Death did not lose track of me. It only waited. I stopped running after that. You cannot outrun what lives inside you. The real escape, I realized, required something far more terrifying than distance. Moral lesson: you cannot escape responsibility by changing location. Truth follows the soul. Be honest. Have you ever tried running away from something that kept following you? Drop a black heart if you understand this pain. I returned to Umudora Tena, quieter, older than my years. The elders welcomed me with fear, not relief. The oldest among them finally spoke. When your 7th life ends, he said, the curse ends too. But you must choose how. He explained the prophecy. My final life could be spent selfishly, causing many deaths before mine. Or it could be offered willingly, ending the cycle and restoring balance. Choice. After all the years of faith, I was given choice. That night, I counted the stones behind our house. 6. 1 remaining. My mother held my hands and begged me to live. To fight. To survive again. But for the first time, survival felt like cowardice. And death, intentional, meaningful death, felt like courage. Moral lesson: true power lies not in escaping fate, but in choosing responsibility. This choice will change everything. What would you choose? A bottom blood type, keep living. B bottom blood type, end the curse. Comment A or. I decided my final life would not be wasted. If it would end anyway, I would spend it protecting others. I became a rescue worker, running toward fires, floods, and accidents. Each saved life felt like repayment. Each smile healed something broken inside me. People called me brave. They did not know bravery was easier than guilt. For years, death hovered but did not strike. Maybe it was waiting. Maybe it was counting. Then one rainy night, a bus plunged off a bridge into the river. I jumped in without thinking. One by one, I pushed passengers to safety. The current grew stronger. My strength faded. As I forced the last child onto land, the river pulled me under. I did not fight. I had already chosen. Moral lesson: a meaningful life is measured not by length, but by impact. If you believe one good life can change many, share this story with someone who needs hope today. As water filled my lungs, I felt no fear, only relief. Faces of those I loved and lost passed gently through my mind. This time, I did not return. No seventh gasp. No miracle. The stones behind my mother's house stopped at 6. But something else happened. From that day on, accidents in Umudora reduced. Sudden death slowed. Balance returned, like a long-held breath finally released. The elders said the curse had been sealed with understanding, not fear. My mother cried, but her tears carried pride, not regret. People spoke my name differently now. Not as a warning, but as a story of choice. Death finally claimed what it was owed. And in doing so, it lost its grip on everyone else. Moral lesson: sacrifice can heal what survival alone cannot. Not all heroes survive. If his sacrifice moved you, type respect in the comments. Years passed. Children grew hearing my story by firelight. Not as a tale of fear, but of responsibility. Parents taught that gifts must be handled carefully. That life borrowed must be repaid with kindness. Amora's name was remembered beside mine. Love, they said, was never the problem. Fear was. My mother planted a tree where the stones once stood. It grew tall and steady, offering shade to strangers. No child born after me carried strange signs. No elders whispered in panic. The village healed. Stories have power. Mine became a mirror, forcing people to ask how they were using the life they had been given freely. Moral lesson: one person's choice can reshape the destiny of many. They say I had 7 lives. But the truth is, we all do. Every chance we waste. Every warning we ignore. Every time we choose ourselves over others. My story survives because it asks a dangerous question: what would you do if your life cost others their peace? Some people live like death will never come. Others live like nothing they do matters. Both are wrong. Life is not about cheating death. It is about honoring life. If my story teaches anything, let it be this: the greatest life is not the one that lasts the longest, but the one that leaves the world lighter than it found it. Final moral lesson: living well is the only true immortality. If this story taught you something about life, subscribe/follow for more stories that stay with you long after they end. What lesson did you learn? Let's talk.